People often search for meaning and fulfillment in things like good grades and achievements at work. They pour themselves into their schoolwork or their careers, only to find these things cannot hold us safe and secure. For other people, they seek fame or popularity, or lots of money. They might think that if enough people like them, they will be happy and secure. They may think that security comes from gathering a lot of riches, but those things cannot hold us secure either. It's good to work hard and to make good grades, and there's nothing wrong with being well liked or having money. The problem is when we find our identity and try to rest in those things as our salvation. God gives us a lot of good things in life, but when we trust in those things instead of God, it's sin. We should trust in Jesus only. Today's lesson is our last in Jesus among the people, and it comes from John chapter 4. It's at a time when Jesus was on earth, and Jews and Samaritans didn't get along, but this had been the case for hundreds of years. It goes way back to the Babylonian exile. And if you'll remember, when the Babylonians attacked Judah and took the people captive and just destroyed everything in the city, they were held captive in exile for how many years? No. How many? No, not quite. You're getting closer. There you go, 70 years. And what happened when the Babylonians took God's people away into captivity, those that were poor or sick or unable to work were left behind, and they formed a community called Samaria. And the Samaritans that were left behind began to mingle with their neighbors to the north, and they intermarried and they adopted the practices of their foreign customs, and they still believed in God, but the Samaritans also took on belief in other false gods. The Jews who returned home from Babylon came to rebuild God's temple in Jerusalem, and they rejected the way of life that the Samaritans had adopted. They were dedicated to obeying and worshiping God, so they didn't agree with the Samaritans' practices. The Samaritans opposed the Jews and didn't like their efforts to reestablish the nation. So in time, the Jews' hate for the Samaritans grew, so much so that a Jew traveling from Judea to Galilee wouldn't go through Samaria. They would go out of their way to go around the city. Jesus broke down these barriers. He was traveling to Galilee by way of Samaria. And even more surprising, Jesus stopped at a well around noon and asked a Samaritan woman for a drink. So let's see, Jews hate Samaritans, and it was the Jewish custom for a man not to speak to a woman in public. So Jesus truly is breaking down barriers. But Jesus was kind to her. He offered her a gift, living water. The woman didn't understand, but Jesus revealed his knowledge of her past. He even gave her a glimpse of the future. The Samaritan woman expected a Messiah to come and fix everything, and Jesus said, "It's me that you're looking for." The living water Jesus offers is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a gift, and Jesus is eager to give it to us. When we ask him, those who receive will never be thirsty again.